Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Erik here from the Under Pressure Boys. Today will not be a full-on episode or whatever. It's just going to be a brief, quick game recap, game preview, because oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we witnessed one of the greatest NBA playoff games of all time. Game 4, Dallas Mavericks, LA Clippers. First round, 2020 NBA playoffs, Orlando bubble because of the freaking coronavirus, baby. And it was one of the greatest games in NBA playoff history. And it was also one of the single player the greatest performances in NBA playoff history by none other than Luka Doncic, Slovenia's finest, baby, straight out of Slovenia. This dude's balling out like he's a 10-year superstar veteran in the NBA, and he's only 21 years old in a playoff game, and he's never been in the playoffs before. Take this into account. So it was only his fourth playoff game of his life in the NBA, and he scores 43 points, 17 rebounds, 13 assists, a triple-double against the LA Clippers with all these superstars on it. You got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the 1-2 punch, in quotation marks, and I'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, so he hit that 40-point, 15 rebound, 10 assist club, and only two other players in NBA history has ever hit that before in the playoffs, and that is Oscar Robinson, and Charles Barkley, that is. And he's only one of five players in NBA history to hit 40 points and the game winner in the playoffs. And obviously the most recent one was Kawhi Leonard, of course. Last year, 2019 NBA playoffs, second round, game 7 to knock off the Philadelphia 76ers when he was, of course, on the champion Toronto Raptors. And, of course, he was on the court with the LA Clippers when this happened. So, yeah, you're damn right. This video is justified. I'm pretty hyped because I obviously picked the Dallas Mavericks before this series to win the game. I mean, to win the whole series. They're the underdogs, of course. I'm not going to lie. And so, yeah, I'm pretty hyped. So, obviously, I feel the need to do this video and put it up there. The Dallas Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen, Game 4 was a must-win for them. If Luka missed that shot, they would be down 3-1 the series. And, yeah, like, I would give up, to be honest, because once you're down 3-1 in a series, especially against Kawhi Leonard and Doc Rivers and the LA Clippers, you're in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so now it's tied up 2-2. They're still in the series, and so yeah, they're the underdogs, and I picked them, and I'm pretty hyped. And I'm all out of words already, and I still got to do this video. But it's okay. I have very bad memory, but I got stuff written down in front of me. So, yeah, let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. No Kristaps Porzingis for the Dallas Mavericks. So you got the 1-2 punch in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis on the Dallas Mavericks. But when you take one of them out, it's only Luka Doncic, and you got all the role players, to be honest, because that's what they are. They all know how to ball, but they're just role players at the end of the day. And Luka took over, as I just alluded to. So, yeah, if you're the Dallas Mavericks, they blew the lead in the fourth quarter. This game went into overtime. They blew the lead in the fourth quarter. You cannot blow the lead, ladies and gentlemen, against the LA Clippers. You can't do that. It's crazy, especially in the playoffs, especially in a must-win game. You cannot blow the lead. And the Dallas Mavericks blew the lead. They should have won that game in regulation. They should have not blown the lead down the stretch to send it into OT to begin with. So they blew the lead, and Kawhi Leonard missed the potential game-winning shot. My take on this, it's a little bit controversial. Kawhi's not clutch, though, ladies and gentlemen. He's not clutch. Let's just be real here. He's not clutch. He had his clutch moment, obviously, last year in the NBA playoffs, which I just talked about a minute ago in this video. He had his clutch moment with the Toronto Raptors, but that, took 4 bounces off the rim. Let's be honest, that shot was not supposed to go in. Even if it missed, that game would have gone to overtime. I still firmly believe the Raptors would have won that game and still won the NBA championship regardless. But, ladies and gentlemen, that shot was lucky. I don't want to sound like Skip Bayless, but that shot was lucky. And, yeah, I honestly don't think Kawhi's clutch, because I remember whenever Kawhi shoots the ball at the buzzer at the end of regulation or at the end of OT to try to win the game, he never makes it except for that one time. So, and this was no different. He missed the potential game-winning shot for the LA Clippers. It goes into overtime. So that's that. And then Kawhi made some shots in overtime, but he missed one of his key pull-up jump shots. Which I don't think that would have sealed the deal for the Clippers, but it would have definitely. You know what? To be honest, that shot went in. They probably would have won the game, but he missed it. It was good D on the Dallas Mavericks part, but he did miss the shot. So, yeah, he was probably tired. Because all the offense was going through Kawhi Leonard down the stretch in the fourth and in overtime. Why? Because Paul George, this guy's supposed to be the other superstar in the LA Clippers, he only scored 9 points. He's overrated, ladies and gentlemen. He is overrated for some reason when it comes to playoffs, especially for the last few seasons now. He has not shown up. And I just think he's not working. I just think he's not clicking on the LA Clippers, just as how he didn't work and how he didn't click when he was on the Oklahoma City Thunder. He only scored 9 points, and he also blew a wide, it wasn't really wide open, but ladies and gentlemen, it was a wide open layup. I couldn't believe it. He blew it in overtime. He blew like a wide open layup. The rim was right there. He took it right to the rack. Nobody was in his face. Nobody was in his grill, and he blew the layup. And I'm not going to say that was a dagger, but if that went in, that could have potentially changed the outcome as well. And so that all led up to the final 10 seconds of the game. Dallas Mavericks have the ball. They're down by 1 point because of Marquise Morris 3-point shot. Kawhi Leonard with the assist. Nobody was expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. But anyways, good shot. Clutch shot on his part. He's more clutch than Paul George. He's not more clutch than Kawhi Leonard. I like Kawhi Leonard. I'm not hating on Kawhi Leonard, but I'm not hating on Paul George. These are just facts, ladies and gentlemen. These are just facts. But anyways, big shot by him. Big shot by Markieff Morris. So what does Rick Carlisle do? He takes Trey Burke out of the game. And right away I was like, uh-oh. This damn guy is going to blow the lead for his own team. Rick Carlisle. I had no idea what he was thinking. And then the first inbounds play, the Dallas Mavericks also sent it into the backcourt. And I also did not agree with that. I was like, you got to be kidding me, guys. You're sweating. You're sweating like crazy out there. This is a must-win game. Do not blow it now. You know what I mean? Like, I am picking you guys as the underdogs to win. Do not blow it. Just do it for me. You know what I mean? Just do it for Erik, man. But anyways, they threw into the backcourt with no Trey Burke on the court. I thought those were two key mistakes in the final few seconds, but they're a young team. They're inexperienced, and Rick Carlisle, I think, he's a good coach, honestly, but I think that was a few mistakes by him. So anyways, all that stuff happens. LA Clippers use their foul to give. I'm pretty sure the Mavs knew that they were going to use their foul to give, which is probably why that they designed that inbounds play originally. But obviously, I'm hoping that they would have still had a shot, designed some sort of shot in that play had the foul had not happened, because you never know. But anyways, they take the timeout, design a new inbounds play, obviously, and then what happens? Luka Doncic, oh my goodness, he already hit 2 clutch shots in overtime, but then it was this was the dagger. Well, of course it was the dagger. This shot was absolutely ridiculous, though. Just straight disrespect. Step back, long range 3, Reggie Jackson guarding him. Reggie Jackson gave him a little bit of breathing room, but this was Luka's day. That shot was going in. Like nobody was going to stop Luka making that shot, except if maybe Reggie Jackson wasn't guarding him. Why wasn't Kawhi Leonard guarding Luka Doncic? You damn sure knew that he was going to take the shot at the end of the game. Obviously, don't put Paul George on him, because Paul George has bad luck with all these shots with Dame and all that. But man, Luka's taking the shot. Kawhi Leonard's an all NBA, all defensive. He's a great defensive player. Where's Kawhi Leonard? So I thought that was absolutely ludicrous on Doc Rivers' part. That was a mistake on Doc Rivers' part. So there was a lot of mistakes in this game by both teams, as there always is. But my goodness, Luka Doncic, that was his day. Nonetheless, regardless, that was his day. Step back 3, hand in his face still. Long range 3 at the buzzer, goes in. They were down by 1, clutch as hell, goes in, and they win by 2 in the must-win game. And instead of being down 3-1, if he missed that series, where the whole series is a write-off at that point, he ties up the series 2-2. And ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a best-of-3 series. It is going to be one hell of a series. So yeah. And Paul George, I'm just making sure I got everything, because I'm pretty hyped. But yeah, rebounds. I want to talk about this real quick. The Dallas Mavericks got 54 rebounds. LA Clippers only got 41 rebounds. This is for the whole game. So obviously, the Dallas Mavericks did this without no Kristaps. They are young. They are athletic. And they also literally got 50% field goal percentage for the entire game, 50 on the dot, which is pretty good. It was a pretty high-scoring game, too. It was a pretty good offensive game. It was pretty entertaining to watch as well. A lot of good stories during the game and stuff like that, stuff of that nature. So yeah, the Dallas Mavericks played pretty well, obviously without Kristaps, must-win game. So they responded to the call, and under pressure, no pun intended, they did the deed. They got the job done. They did the job. So I want to look ahead to Game 5 now. I have OCD. I'm making sure I got everything. Yeah, so I'm gonna I want to look ahead to Game 5 now because, ladies and gentlemen, Game 4 was a must-win for the Dallas Mavericks, but it is a damn sure must-win game for the Dallas Mavericks as well for Game 5. You do not want to go down 3-2 in the series against the LA Clippers. You know, with all the stars that they got on their team. Paul George, I'm not gonna say anything, but you do not want to go down 3-2 in a best of 7 series against the LA Clippers. You cannot beat those boys 2 games in a row. It is not happening. This is a must-win game for the Dallas Mavericks, but I sure as hell damn sure that they could win the game. They just got to play as they played in Game 4, and the thing is that they're riding high right now, and the LA Clippers are riding low. The LA Clippers are pissed off, though, so the Dallas Mavericks have to be prepared for this game. They have to be mentally prepared, especially. They're already physically prepared because these boys are very young and athletic. So, yeah, they got to show up as they did in Game 4, which they probably did because they knew that it was a must-win game and that Kristaps wasn't playing. So they got to have that same mentality, that same mindset. We'll see if Rick Carlisle can employ that into his players. I'm sure the players already got that employed into them, but, you know, it's a full process, right? Dallas Mavericks that cannot blow a lead in Game 5. There is no way in hell, ladies and gentlemen, that if the Dallas Mavericks blow the lead again down the stretch in the fourth quarter, for instance, in Game 5, that they could recuperate like how they did in Game 4. All right, no blowing leads at any point in the game, especially in the fourth quarter. Experience might play a factor here. The Dallas Mavericks got no experience practically. I don't think they literally got no experience practically on the Dallas Mavericks except for Rick Carlisle. You got the LA Clippers got boatloads and boatloads of experience, so you really gotta, you know, like you gotta play your ass off, basically. You know, I mean, I'm just gonna say it as it is. You gotta play your ass off, and you gotta shut down Paul George. You gotta make sure that he is a non-factor because Kawhi Leonard, he's pretty good at carrying teams. Let's be honest here. He did his part with the Toronto Raptors last season. He did his part throughout the whole series thus far with the LA Clippers in the first round. But you got to shut down Paul George and put your emphasis on Kawhi and the role players like how you did in Game 4. Your defense must show up. So, yeah, just you got to make sure that the 1-2 punch isn't there. And don't even get me started, ladies and gentlemen, on Paul George. I cannot emphasize this enough. He was a complete he was a lost puppy in that game, and you just gotta continue to make him hate his life practically because he looks like he hates his life right now. And I think I covered it all right there. So let's see here. Prediction time. I do got the Dallas Mavericks winning Game 5. I think they could do it. The experience is the only downfall, but I think just due to everything, and I just don't think that the 1-2 punch is clicking in LA and their chemistry's all screwed up right now. I just think that they could ease out another win. This is Luka's year, man. I'm not saying he's going to go to the finals or whatever, but this is his time. That was his game, and he's going to continue riding it out, and so will Rick Carlisle with the coaching, and so will the rest of the players, and da-da-da-da. This is their game. They will win this game. I got the Dallas Mavericks, and I'm just going to call an audible right now because I wasn't actually planning on doing a point differential, but I'm going to do it anyways because I'm already at 13 minutes. This is one take. This is first take. No pun intended again. I got the Dallas Mavericks +5. I got them at least +5. I think that they're going to do the job. I think the LA Clippers are going to implode in Game 5. I know retribution and, you know, they're pissed off and all this stuff, but I just don't think. I think as long as you neutralize Paul George and put your emphasis on Kawhi Leonard and the role players, you got the job done. And I just don't think Paul George is clipping in with the LA Clippers. And I do got the Dallas Mavericks winning Game 5 +5. That rhymes. That rhymes too. Let's keep going, baby. So yeah, and just a little side story here. I was watching the final like I was watching the whole game on my laptop in my kitchen, right? But obviously the final play, I was sitting and my dad was standing watching over my shoulder on the laptop when Luka hit the shot, and my mom was watching the news in the living room. She doesn't give a damn about basketball. You know, freaking moms, right? She doesn't give a damn about basketball, but she was watching in the living room right next door watching the news. And it's like side by side, right? It's like side by side. And then freaking Luka makes the shot. And then I couldn't believe it. And I was like, ah. But like, yeah, I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to literally reiterate it yet again. But I was like going crazy. I was like, ah. times 1,000, and I slammed my right hand so hard on the freaking counter, man, and it was just out of nowhere. And my mom was so shook. She was like, Erik, you just scared the living bleep out of me. Like, can't you watch that game somewhere else? Da 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 da. And then my dad like immediately pointed the finger at me. He wanted nothing to do with my mom, like, you know, being pissed or whatever. But you know, he wasn't mad at me. It was only my mom. I mean, my dad understood where I was coming from. He's like, oh, it wasn't me. It was all Erik, which is true. So just a little funny story there, but. I was so hyped, man, because holy, I picked the Mavs to win this series. I am riding this bandwagon hard, ladies and gentlemen. And before I end the video, I just want to do a quick shout out to none other than Jamal Murray, the starting point guard for the Denver Nuggets. That boy is a bad man. He's a bad dude. He's my year. He's my age. He's 97, and he's from Canada, baby. And he got 50 points in a playoff game, the first ever Canadian to do that in the playoff game. Good on him. They still lost the game by 2 points. Honestly, there was a BS call at the end, or I mean a BS non-call, and the game could have been different. But ladies and gentlemen, it is now 3-1 for the Utah Jazz against the Denver Nuggets. I am shocked. I picked Denver to win this series in 5 games or 6 games, like 5 or 6 games. Like what is going on here? But it doesn't look too good for the Denver Nuggets. I think experience is playing a factor to them right there. I hope that doesn't correlate with the Dallas Mavericks again for their series against the LA Clippers. But yeah, I remember Jamal Murray used to play on the KW Vipers in the OBA. My team faced him a few times, and nobody was talking about him. Like, we knew, you know, he was a good player and everything, but nobody was like, oh, this guy's going to go to freaking college and D1 college and go to the NBA. They were talking about other potential players, and the funny thing is those other potential players are not in the NBA right now. It is none other than Jamal Murray. I watched him on the TV for the BioSteel game way back. I think it was in 2015, or it was 2015 when I watched him on TV at formerly the Erik Canada Centre, was called back then, now Scotiabank Arena, of course, BioSteel game. Freaking dominated that game, and I was like, damn, I remember that guy. He came out of nowhere. This boy is good. And now all of a sudden, starting point guard, Denver Nuggets, first round of the NBA playoffs, and he scores 50 points, first ever Canadian to do that. This boy came out of nowhere. He worked his tail off. Good for him. I'm so proud of that dude, and I wanted to give a quick shout out to him. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure I covered everything. I did this one take. I'm gonna go outside now before it gets dark, go for a bike ride because I've been inside all day doing like stuff like this, you know, preparing for the next episode, writing down stuff. But I think I covered everything. So let's go Mavs. Hopefully experience isn't their downfall, but I'm going to be optimistic that they can continue riding out and making the LA Clippers hate their lives. And I got them game 5, baby. Another upset. The underdogs are going all the way in this series. I'm telling you right now, +5. Let's go Mavs. I got the Dallas Mavericks, baby. So yeah, enjoy game 5, everybody. I'll see you soon later on this week for the real episode. And yeah, appreciate you watching. Until next time, sayonara. Peace out.